What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trey's Trades, where we give technical analysis on different stocks in the stock market, as well as potential buy, hold, or sell opinions on these given stocks. I'd like to preface by saying that I'm not a financial advisor nor expert. I am just some random dude on YouTube, so take what I say with a grain of salt. The reason that I started this channel is because about 2 years ago, I was about $30,000 deep in some pretty bad medical debt, and I was very fortunate to have some close family, friends, and mentors that pushed me to work really hard and invest my money, and I am now a financially free guy. So if I can pass along any of that information, resources, or tools to you guys and make your lives a little bit better off than they were before, that's all a guy can ask for. Thank you all so much for 1,000 subscribers. I cannot believe the community that we're building out here. I love what we're doing, and we're going to continue to keep doing what we are, my friends. So keep along for the journey, and if you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel, as I do post videos every day, and consider liking the video, as it really does help support the channel. So with that being said, we're going to be covering ticker symbol GNOG, Golden Nugget Online Gaming Incorporated, previously LCA Lancadia Holdings. Now, this is a SPAC stock. It was a SPAC stock, I should say. And I've been asked a couple of times in the comment section on my videos, hey Trey, why has this stock absolutely tanked since the merger happened? I thought it was gonna shoot to the moon. I thought this was gonna reach $30, $35, $40, $50. And I have an answer for that, and we're going to be covering a couple different things here. We're going to establish some macroscopic and microscopic levels of support and resistance. We're going to discuss the average volume that we're seeing, what you should expect if we have unusual trading volume. We're going to discuss the volume moving average, current bullish and bearish trends, and why this stock has seen such a massive sell-off and selling pressure in the previous 4 trading days. So with that, let's establish some near side levels of support and resistance. We do currently have a pretty solid support sitting at where we are right now at 1970, and another level of support currently sitting right about here at 1839. This was a previous level of resistance, and you can see here that we gapped up from 1839 to about 1940. 1940 exactly. We had a pretty large gap up here, so I would watch very closely for this price range. I do think it is possible that we see some price action between 1970 and 1839. If we do have another red day, I do think 1839 is going to be the bottom out on this stock. Now, that is not guaranteed. I'm not a wizard. I cannot predict the future, but GNOG is in a massive buy zone right now, okay? This stock is going to reach $30 someday. The potential here is absolutely filthy, right? This company, imagine this. Imagine that the United States, which is very possible, this is speculative, but possible. Imagine that the United States legalizes gambling in all 50 states, right? Not just DraftKings, but GNOG is going to massively benefit from this legalization, as what Golden Nugget is there's an online casino. You can play blackjack, you can play poker, you can play slots, you can play roulette, you can play any of those regular casino games from the comfort of your home, and that is huge with the COVID era. And I think that the COVID era is going to drastically change the amount of times and contact that people have in the outside world, right? People have realized, hey, I can do everything from home. It's possible to work from home. It's possible to gamble from home. It's possible to order groceries from home, right? People are going to transition to this online casino, and I completely think that GNOG is going to be a big player in that scene. So, with that being said, this is a huge entry point. I would consider establishing a position if you do not already have one in this 1839 to 1970 range. Of course, this might not be the bottom. It's very hard to predict the absolute bottom, but this is a huge cut from where we previously were, sitting at $27.18. So you can make a very large profit if you got in here and it just stopped at $27. However, I don't think that's where it'll quit. I do think the stock is going to eventually reach $50. I think it is going to be on par with DraftKings someday, possibly even better, as the opportunities that Golden Nugget Online Gaming has are seemingly infinite, right? They could completely and easily transition to fantasy sports. They could do sports betting. They have the casinos. They have the roulette. They have the poker. Once they make that transition in the States, if they do legalize gambling in all 50 states, this is going to be huge. So watch for this as an entry point, and watch for the immediate resistance level sitting right about here at 2242. This was a acting level of support in the past and is a current level of resistance. And then the ultimate level of resistance that we're watching for is the top out here at about $27.18 to 20 cents. And once we get back up to this 27.18, 27.20 price valuation, I do think $30 is the next price target. That is what people are going to be looking for. And if we can get above $30, I think the upside is just going to continue to build. The momentum's going to build. The bulls will have a very solid trend going. And it is extremely possible that we see this push up to $35, $40, $50 eventually. Now, this is going to take time. This is a company that will take time to develop, as we do not have currently legalized gambling in all 50 states. But if you hold this stock for 1, 2, 3, 5 years, I do think you're going to see multiple hundreds of percents of return on your investment, especially if you get in this 1970 to 1839 range. That is a huge opportunity, guys. So consider that. If you do have a position in this stock, it is worth, to me, averaging up. I bought in on this stock at about $15, and I sold at about $26.80. And I will be reestablishing my position in the 1839 to 1970 range, as I do see this stock having huge growth potential and being able to deliver huge margins of return. So those are the macroscopic support and resistance levels. Let's look at the regular trading volume averages. We do typically see between 890,000 and I would argue 2.5 million. So if you see a sudden spike in volume, I've said it before on this channel, so the OGs out there, you know what I'm about to say. Volume drives volatility, and volatility drives higher price valuation. So let's look here, right? 11 million shares traded on a given day. We gapped up that day, guys. We went huge. It moved up an exponential amount. So if you see anywhere above 5 million shares traded on any given day, it could be red, right? We could see what happened here, where we saw a pretty massive sell-off. We could see what happened here, pretty massive sell-off. But it can go the other way, right? And I think it's more likely to go the other way. If you see a huge amount of shares that are being traded, there's a lot of risk for short sellers, because the loss potential is infinite, right? Betting against this stock right now when it's nearing a bottom is risky. So it's more likely that we see a buying pressure than a selling pressure if we get into this price zone right here. Now, the microscopic view. If we look at current levels of support and resistance, we do currently have a support level sitting at about 1971. This is not a very strong level of support. We only have one contact point here in the recent future, in recent trading and price action. However, a stronger level of support does seem to be right about here at $20.60. We have 2 contact points, and you can see here we consolidated at this price range for a while, and once it was rejected, we saw a pretty harsh sell-off down in 1973. So if you are looking to get into this stock, I would watch for these two as potential entry points for a swing or day trade, and you could be looking in the short term at $21.98 as a potential exit point. However, that is a very high price valuation from the entry, but we do have a slightly lower entry point here at $21.52. If you are looking to have a little less risk, I would watch to see if we have a breakout through this level of resistance, in which you could watch to here. If we have another breakout, you can just continue to ride it, right? In the flip side, if we open and we see some pretty heavy buying pressure at market open, we touch this level of resistance and there's rejection, you could enter here as a short seller and ride it down to either 21.54, which would be an acting level of support in that instance, or down to 20.61 or 19.73. You're just going to want to watch the price action, see if we're going to see a rebound, a bounce back up. If you do, it might be worth it to exit your trade. If you see rejection and lower price valuations, you can continue to ride the trade, right? That is a way to do it. We are currently on bearish territory, right? The last 4 days have been very red. We did just dip below the 6-month volume moving average on the last trading day. However, if you look at the overall trend, it is extremely bullish from a macroscopic view, right? Back in this would have been October, we were sitting right around $11, and even sitting at 1970, you are still up a massive amount on this stock. That is huge growth, and I would be very happy with that if you were holding a position anywhere in the $10 to $15 range. I would consider to continue holding or even add to your position in this instance. So that is the current price action on GNOG. I do see the stock hitting $30 within the next 1 to 2 months, and long term, 1 year, I could see this being a big player with DraftKings. It will highly depend on the legalization of gambling in the states. If we do see some pressure from legislation to legalize gambling in the states, I do see this reaching $50 within 1 to 2 years. That would not surprise me in the least bit, and 100% growth, guys, is outstanding. You'd see even more than that. You'd see, 150% growth if you got in this price valuation, this price zone. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. That would be that'd be awesome. I'd love to answer them. I'll get to them the best that I can. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking, and if you did not, that's okay too. Dislike. Either way, I appreciate your support, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. Lastly, I do have an affiliate link to TubeBuddy in the description box down below. Now, what TubeBuddy is an SEO optimization website that helps get your videos into the eyes of the audience that you are intending your videos to reach. I do pay a $9 per month subscription fee for the pro membership on this website. I would not recommend it to you if I did not personally enjoy and use it. And if you do decide to sign up, I do receive a commission off of your subscription, so there's a great way to support the channel. If you're not interested, that's okay too. I just appreciate your support, and they also have a free membership availability with less tools and resources than the paid subscription. So that is what I have for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. That is all that I have for you, my friends, and I will see you all next time. Peace.